Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I'll be showcasing the new John Smith unit. I rolled monarch on him as shown in the earlier video. Took me about 100-ish rerolls. I'll turn on my audio. He looks pretty cool. Like in terms of his base attacks, like they're pretty just nice looking. Really low SBA, semi-decent range, and his first cone's honestly pretty crazy. Like, I think it's about an 80% of his radius is just a cone, pretty much. So that's his first attack, pretty nice. Then his second attack, String Blitz, which just turns it into a little cone, which is pretty much like the leftover bit from the last one, if that makes sense. And this one's also pretty cool looking. Like, most of the attacks for John Smith are pretty cool, to be honest. Not bad either. 63k, 4 SBA, 3 seconds. And he's got some pretty cool passives as well, to be honest. I don't know why people are hating on Sid. He is pretty overpowered from what I've gathered. Like, as you can read, this unit gains a gauge, which is the swap gauge. And on attack, the gauge fills by 12.5%. When this gauge is filled, the unit can then press the unlocked active ability to swap to its counterpart. So once they swap in, on entry, every single unit that's in the range of Lord of Shadows or Sid will take a 40% damage for actually, my bad. On entry, oh my god. On entry damage, all enemies in range for 80% of this unit's damage. So, I think he has about 100 and something, 140-ish K maxed. So, it's about 100k every time you swap him in to every singular unit in your range. And not only that, it buffs the unit's damage by 40%. He also has Unknown Element, which is, on attack this unit has already, well, every single attack this unit's already done on an enemy will gain 5% per attack. And then, another one, like, if the enemy has more health than the unit has damage, gains another 40% damage. And then, his final attack, which is Hidden Punch plus Assassination, which, pretty basic attack, it's just him stamping the floor and then punching the rocks, but his attack, this ability right here is ridiculous. Like, so if I turn on damage numbers real quick, and we summon a boss in, like Kisame, I will use the ability. He's got about 100k, and as you can see, I may have not done it because, yeah. So that usually does around like 1 million damage, from what I gathered, with about 100k. It was doing like 1.2 to 1 mil, somewhere around that range. But that's John Smith. He's pretty good as just a placement unit, and just overall not bad. But Sid, just the better one. Like, he spawns, instantly drops a nuke, and then just keeps doing it. Full AoE every 6 seconds. It doesn't even feel like 6 seconds. It just feels like he's dropping a nuke every literal 2 seconds. But he has an ability, Orange Atomic, which every single swap you've done with this unit gives it a 50% x the amount of swaps this unit's done. I don't know how it works, but it seems pretty overpowered if used correctly. Like, if I go to use this Orange Atomic, it does, there you go, like couple 100k, and that was only one swap. And not only that, you can then swap him again, and then he still has this ability here. So, like, as you can see, I just pumped out 3 million damage. It could have been a lot more if I did more swaps and had the damage increase and whatever else, but he's still a very good unit. Like, just watching him do what he just did. Like, he covers the whole map, he's flay away, and then the Sid passives are pretty cooked. Because, as it says, it's pretty much the same thing with John Smith. Like, every time it enters the field, it will do a counteract of 150% damage of the entire, like, the unit's range. Then, whenever this unit gets a takedown, gains 0.5% damage and 0.25% range up to 100% and 50%. This buff is lost when swapped. And then the unit's immune to debuffs increases damage dealt to the enemies based on the percentage of their HP missing. Honestly didn't even read this the first time. That seems quite ridiculous as well. Like, you can, for lots of game modes, you could make him really, really overpowered. Like, just nuke out the boss, or just nuke out the whole enemy field that you can't kill. But he's kind of crazy. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend getting Sid monarched, but in my personal books, I'm kind of happy. Like, the damage increases he gets, like, just everything about this unit is crazy if you know how to use him right. But other than that, that's pretty much it for Sid. If you want to get him, but it took me like 18 hours of just straight grinding to get this unit, and I don't know if it's worth it. To me, it feels like it's worth it, but to others, most likely not. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one.